Yeah. Okay. Right. So thanks, Chris, for the speech. It was really nice. Thank you, and thanks for having me and your family. It's brilliant. And on behalf of my wife and I. I'd like to thank you all for coming today and celebrating with us. It's brilliant. It wasn't long after I met Charlie that we became good friends, and I knew that one day we'd get married. Just the minute I met her, I knew it. So I was delighted when she asked me to ask her to marry me. But seriously, a lot of people have told me how lucky I am the last few months to be marrying Charlie. Oddly though, I've never heard anyone say how lucky she is. But honestly though, I've never met anyone that I've been so lucky to know and to spend my life with. I love you all in my heart, Charlie, and I'm really happy today. I love you loads, and you've made me the happiest man on earth today, and I'm so proud to be your husband. So I'd like you all to raise your glasses to my wife, Charlie. Yeah, my speech isn't quite as long as Chris's. But so I'd like to just thank the best men and the ushers as well, and everyone really for being here, but especially you two for getting me here today in one piece. And yeah, and also big thanks to Ross for making the effort. So I'll pass you over to you two, and please just don't be too harsh on me.
Right, good afternoon everyone. I'm Phil, I'm the best man for today.
Excuse me, I thought I was the best man. You not told me I was the best man today. My name's Chris, by the way, and I'm the best man for today.
No, it's me. Unfortunately, I'm his best man. I'm his brother, his older brother. I'm his more handsome brother and more gifted. Thank you, Matt. It's only taken me 28 years to admit I'm the best man.
But surely I'm the best man for everything I've done for Matt over the years. I've taught you how to play Tekken. Well, I've introduced you to Japanese horror. He wouldn't know who Bruce Campbell was if it wasn't for me.
I know, I mean, I've got to admit, I am the best man. I've known Matt since he was a little baby. I've seen him crawl, I've seen him dribble. I've even seen him wet himself, but I promise I won't talk about the stalagmites you'll see.
Clearly, it's me that's the best man. I was the one who helped coach him through his extensive wrestling career. Do you remember, we came up with your amazing wrestling name. It's like the most groundbreaking, electrifying name in sports entertainment history.
It simply was just brilliant.
Yeah, well, I wasn't that interested in the wrestling side of things. I didn't really see what was in it for me. Chasing after grown men in rubber shorts, trying to pin them to the ground and jump on top of them.
That's really something you enjoyed though, isn't it?
It really let's forget about that for now. I think we're both here, you know, and we're both obviously best men, no matter how much he didn't communicate to us. You want to note that down, Charlie? And he also didn't commit to the one best man either to choose to. So commitment, that's another one. But at least we both turned up on the day.
Yeah, I mean.
So let's just crack on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me tell you a little bit about Matt. He was quite a popular kid when he was at school, and he had many friends.
Well, hang on. Many friends. So they weren't all imaginary.
Most of them. But,
most of them.
I mean, he had, you know, spent most of his time. He was just having a laugh, you know, just messing about, and all he did was joke in the classroom, you know, and that's what he did with his work. Coincidentally, that's really what the teachers thought about him as well. It was just a bit of a joke.
Clearly, he needed to leave school as soon as he could. And he wanted to, you know, left with confidence, kind of full of gusto, on his own, and wanted to really make something out of his only passion in life, which was to become the 5th member of the Manic Street Preachers.
I really thought that he was more proud about.
And clearly, you know, that wasn't really a good idea, simply because he didn't actually own a cowbell. And so he moved on to his second passion in life, which was food. And he's cooked some amazing meals in the past. Do you remember this one time, I think it was around the flat in Tetbury, and he rusted up all something. It was like sort of several frying pans, a couple of wooden spoons. We had cheese graters in there. Selection of kitchen knives, some techniques I've never seen before. An ice cream maker I think you brought from work, even a food processor.
No, I remember that meal. It was brilliant. It was beans on toast. It was, no, but I mean, it's all very impressive, but it's still a little bit overkill.
Yeah, well, it is an amazing skill he does have, especially coming from someone who self-admits that his favourite food is actually a KFC bargain bucket.
The thing is, I really do wish Matt was as good with cars as he is with food. Let me start by saying, at 16 years old, he got a motorbike off of me, which he constantly seized the engine in. Got a car off of my mother and Peter over there, seized 2 engines in it. Then he moved on to me, rolling a Metro of mine. And then, not long after that, sorry, yeah, then he broke a gearbox in another one of my cars, and then I'm still a little bit bitter, but then he's still fully responsible for crushing my Golf GTI.
Currently, he's driving Charlie's Mini Cooper.
Oh,
how's that going for you? Brakes? Gearbox?
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, in all fairness, Matt's a much more responsible driver these days. Just last week he was telling me that people go saying how good his parking is. He keeps getting notes on his windscreen saying parking fine.
So Matthew has great skill in the kitchen, and he's amazing at parking, clearly. There's also another skill that not many people know about, and that's it's the importing and exporting of goods and services. Often he's found a lot of items along his travels across the world, and he's auctioned a lot of these off just to kind of make quite a lot of money. He tends to buy in really, really cheap, and try to undercut any people that are trying to sell it alongside him, and when he can, just charge at extortionate prices. And he's literally made thousands and thousands of gold.
We're just making that.
We are talking about the World of Warcraft.
He is actually known locally by the Orc tribes as the Del Boy of Kalimdor.
I mean, Matt, he is very competitive with his video games. He likes to play with friends, he likes to play with strangers, he likes to play against me, but pretty much Matt just likes to play with himself.
Oh, okay, well, we don't talk about Matt anymore, I don't think, on that note. I think maybe we should talk about kind of the reason why we're all here today.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Charlie, one of the first things I discovered that you're a bit of an animal lover. You were the first person to come to the aid of some poor, pathetic creature.
How do you feel about that? Matt and Charlie met about 3 years ago, both working in the same place. And Charlie was working as a waitress, as you all know, and Matt was the chef.
I mean, Matt broke the ice by telling Charlie that she brightened the place up and it was a real pleasure to work alongside of her.
And as the weeks went on, he kind of wouldn't really leave her alone. And always kind of said how good looking she was, and was kind of hanging around like a little puppy dog. And you know, he just really wanted to have the chance to ask her out to show a really good time.
Really, this could have gone one of 2 ways.
One.
I mean, it could be the start of a beautiful relationship,
Or 2.
a sexual harassment case.
Luckily, it was the first, and now we're here today. And to be honest, they do suit each other very, very well, both personally and professionally. I think Charlie, good-looking girl, very approachable, lovely personality. She's great front of house material.
I mean, opposites attract.
Matt's appearance and personality kind of suits him to be put locked away in a back room over a sweaty stove, out of the public eye. And he's
Really, the moment that Matt met Charlie, the moment that Matt asked Charlie to marry him was a very romantic moment.
Yeah.
He asked to become his wife during a gondola ride in Venice, presenting him with our grandmother's engagement ring. I'm told it's a very emotional moment, and after saying yes to Matt, Charlie even had tears in her eyes.
Oh, I would too as well, of course, if Matt asked me to marry him. Definitely be crying.
But, I mean, to be honest, but they really were tears of joy, and that is the reason that we're all here celebrating the marriage today.
Yes.
So,
I think it's about time we try and wrap some of this up so we can get all on the dance floor. I think I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the bridesmaids who are gorgeous today. I'm sure you'll all agree. First, dragging Charlie here. Shouting things like, you know, why me, and maybe is it because he's a season ticket holder? So, you know, yeah, so I think round of applause for the bridesmaids, please.
And everyone, of course, I mean, our bridesmaids are only outshone today by the beautiful bride, Charlie. So you simply look stunning. So.
So thank you to our page boy and flower girl for today, Matthew and Elsie, who've done a great job. So thank you very much. So I'd just like to finish by saying I am really pleased and honoured to share this best man responsibility for Matt and Charlie. I've known Matt quite a long time now, and we've gotten quite close, even especially recently, which is you wouldn't think would happen. So I'm really pleased to be here today for them. I know that if ever I needed anything, and I'd be able to call Matt up, and he would always try and be there for me in person and sort out whatever problem I had personally. I know this because I do the same for him, and I think you do that as well, mate. So only leaves me to say, I'd like everyone to be upstanding and raise your glasses. Wish all the happiness and success in all your adventures. Be bride and groom, ladies and gentlemen.
Bride and groom.
Also, I'd just like to finish by saying as well that I'm really here to be honoured today for you, my brother. It's not often that me and Matt get to stand in the same room without one of us having to stand in the corner and face the wall. But no, Matt, you've been a wonderful brother to me over the years, and not just a brother, but you're a real friend to me. I know that Matt and Charlie are going to be very successful in their future. You both deserve all the happiness in the world. Charlie, I'm very happy to welcome you to our family, and that goes for all of your family. I'd like to welcome you as well. So for one last time, ladies and gentlemen, if you would please stand and raise your glasses to Mr. and Mrs. Bryant.
Mr. and Mrs. Bryant.
Thank you. Pleased to announce that I think it's about time that the bride and groom cut the wedding cake.
There we go. And anyone can eat them. Just There we go. That's it. And then we do what they want now.